guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have yet another review since TXT decided to make a comeback with a brand new mini album, consisting of 5 songs. I've heard surprisingly negative opinions about this release, and going into it I was a tiny bit worried. I would like for them to be a group I can 100% trust to always release good music, but especially their B-sides have been a hit or miss for me. So yeah, I wasn't exactly super positive about this album. Before we get into the review though, keep in mind those are my opinions just after one listen of each song and can easily change after more listens. I recommend you wait for my end of the month ranking video of all May releases to see whether my ratings have changed. Okay, now we are finally ready to get started with the first track. This song is generic without a single doubt. We've heard something like this a million times before, even inside their own discography. But the production itself is insanely catchy in my opinion, especially the repetition of words in the chorus. Considering this is about a first breakup, I feel like it captures very well the emotions someone feels when they lose someone they loved for the very first time. It's usually in teenage years, and let's be honest, it feels like you're dying and nothing will ever be okay again. The production of opening sequence makes me feel that. The anxiety and almost being desperate for that person to not leave you behind. Begging them to just stay for you. Just one last time, just one more time. The added sound effect they bring in before the last chorus drops adds to the sinisterness of the whole situation even more. The fear of one day this person you love so much simply living into memories inside your head. Okay, I'm getting a bit too deep here, but you get what I mean. I couldn't give it a higher ranking because it brings nothing new to the table and wished for more, but it's not that bad of a song like some of you on the internet are trying to make it seem. Let me make this very clear. I was and still am a huge fan of their previous 2 releases, which had rock-influenced sound incorporated into them. B-sides are a separate story, but we will leave that for another time. What made those title tracks so good though were the emotions they conveyed. You could feel the angst, pain, and suffering. You could relate to it. You simply fell in love because of that instant connection. Good Boy Gone Bad doesn't have any of that, and it's why I personally believe this isn't a good song. Don't get me wrong. It has a lot of potential and there are parts I highly enjoy. But when you have a chorus that is basically just screaming in the microphone for almost the entire time, not even good verses can save much of it. At least they can't for me, and despite Byungju getting so many lines and me being so happy for him, I still can't get past the fact that this song lacks life. It feels so polished and perfected down to every note, which you would think is a good thing. How can it get better than perfection? But rock, and especially this type of rock, just isn't about that. It should be messy and chaotic and out of order. It should express some deep emotions and comment on a certain issue in society, which I feel like their release I Know I Love You did exceptionally well. Instead we got this polished down, perfectly filmed and produced song that ended up not giving me anything. I wasn't bopping to it because the production isn't my thing, and I also didn't feel a single thing. It just exists out there on the internet, and that's about the saddest thing there is. I don't care for it, no matter how much I try to make myself do so. The concept is fantastic and the music video, aesthetically speaking, is right up my alley. If only the song matched up with that, and we could easily have my absolute favorite release of theirs to date. I also wasn't in all with the choreography really. It's fine and all, but nothing special. Also, did anyone else feel like they didn't see Yeonjun at all up until the bridge? For me it surely felt like it, and it's a shame because he is without a doubt the most popular member and their powerhouse, yet they didn't decide to use that to their advantage this time. His parts always stand out to me, but with his 3 mediocre lines in the bridge I have nothing to hold on to. Overall I'm simply disappointed. And I absolutely didn't want to be. Never be a trust fund, baby, no. Oh look, yet another K-pop album having a boring-ass ballad on it just because it's apparently a crime not to include one. I just will never understand the need for ballads on albums that absolutely don't need one. This is one of such albums. Not only is this ballad boring and uninspired, it's also the most repeated formula I've heard in the world of ballads. It's also quite frankly the type of production that I despise. My attention span is too short to listen to the same melody for 3 minutes. It really is, and I can't help but feel that even 3 minutes were too long. I'm sorry if you like this song, but in my opinion it shouldn't be put on this album. You're not anti-romantic darling, and not ballad of theirs will ever be as good as that one. I'm almost shocked that HYBE would put such a generic song on TXT's album. But then again, they put Life Goes On BTS's album, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Anyways, absolutely not. They can keep this song. Thank you. I apologize in advance for how short this review is going to be, but please someone explain to me how am I supposed to say more than 3 sentences about generic songs like this one? I seriously can't believe this is part of TXT's discography, the group that always managed to bring something new. I'm not going to lie. This is making me so scared for BTS's comeback in June. Well, at least 4. Like 3 new songs we are getting, I guess. HYBE seems to be drifting into their let's be as basic as humanly possible and hope that people don't notice era, and I'm not here for it. It started with LE SSERAFIM's debut, it's continuing with TXT, and I'm pretty sure it won't stop here. BTS and ENHYPEN are the next victims, potentially even Fromi's 9. We will see. But this song is a prime example of lazy production. Once again, it lacks any type of life, and I dislike it for that reason alone. All I hear is laziness, and I'm not giving it a higher rating just for existing. Also, the auto-tune reminds me very much of BTS and what their English trilogy sounded like. Not good, that's what it sounded like, and Lonely Boy is no different. At this point I give up, because I literally don't know what else to say. I guess this song is best out of the horrible trilogy of lazily produced songs, but it's still bad. I don't even care if I sound like some hater right now, because this is not the members' fault. This is all on HYBE and their producers to put such low effort in. I have nothing else to say about this song that I didn't already express during the previous 2, so I guess we will just move on to my final thoughts. I can totally see what people were talking about when they said this album wasn't it. It truly isn't, and I'm confident in saying this is their worst to date, simply because of how boring, generic, and underwhelming it is. It almost doesn't sound like TXT because it has none of what makes them unique as a group in it. You could give any of these songs to any other boy group on the planet and they would sing them just fine. Nothing would seem odd. You wouldn't think that those might be TXT rejects or something. I get that making music that's easily digestible is a way to go as well, but when you leave all originality and creativity out the door, it's a bit too much to enjoy at the end of the day. I cross the line when it all starts blending. There are 5 songs on this album and 3 sound so similar I literally can't remember how each of them sounds like. It's such a shame, and I'm sorry for yet another negative review, but it's not my fault. Complain to HYBE. On that note, thank you so much for watching this video. Consider subscribing and giving it a big like, and I'll see you again very soon with a brand new one. Bye bye.